What is one item you did not realize was expensive until you became an adult? Curtains. Does Christmas in general count? Taking the whole family out to dinner. Man, that shit adds up. Custom framing. Hundreds of dollars for a nice frame with mat. I still don't understand how it gets up so high. Cavities. Or more specifically dental fillings. If I had known how much it cost as an adult, in the US anyway, to fix one's teeth, I would have taken way better care of mine. Owning a car. I knew buying one was expensive, even second-hand. But just owning one. Car insurance. Road taxes. Gasoline. Yearly maintenance. Even it just sitting in the parking lot during the pandemic, it's costing me quite a bit. Fast food. I've started to think I could make this at home for cheaper. I have reached peak adulthood. Or I'm just trying to save better. I still win with cheaper homemade food that lasts for several meals. Gravestones. Most of my family members were cremated. Those who died. Except for my grandma. It's a nice memorial that she chose completely, and it's pretty basic. $30. Canadian dollars roughly. Blows my fucking mind. Cremate the shit out of me. Edit. Gravestones plus coffin plus the grave itself was $30. A place to live. Raspberries. Paint. No wonder my mom said no every time I asked to paint my room black with hot pink splatters. Fast food. I guess mom was right. We do have food at home. Glasses and contacts. Even if you have vision insurance, you often have to pay extra to get something decent quality. Why do I have to pay to see? Tires. I always imagined they were like $50 a piece and the installation was part of the sales price. First time I saw a $700 bill for 4 new tires, I about cried. Literally everything I wanted for nothing as a child and thought that was how it went. What a blessed upbringing. Printer ink. That shit's like liquid gold. The bloody printer is usually cheaper than the replacement ink cartridges. That's how they get you. It's an endless loop of buying cheap printers just to replace the ink. Fresh fruits and high-quality ingredients to make meals are expensive. And I didn't realize how lucky I was until I left home. Now I love visiting the parents because the meals are healthy and have great ingredients. A comfortable mattress. Edit. Thanks for the awards and upvotes. I've never been given awards before or had this many upvotes. I appreciate the advice being given too. I made this comment because I spent $800. On a mattress that was comfortable in store, but the one delivered was more solid and frequently gives me back and muscle pains. I might check around for a mattress topper like many of you have recommended. Thank you again. Insulin. Boy howdy was I not ready. Interest. I didn't realize how much paying interest on debt can actually cost you when you add it up. It's like a fucking punch in the gut. Internet. $100 a month and it ain't even work half the time. Edit. I live in Canada. 75 Mbps down. 15 Mbps up for $95 per mo. Toys. Legos are expensive. Taking your family to Disney. When you're a kid you're like, man, what's the big deal? But when you're an adult, it's literally almost like the cost of a vacation in itself just to go to the park for a day. Bras. Cheese. Urban furniture. I'm not an adult, but I always thought metal litter bins were about $30 to $50 or streetlights cost like $200. But man, I was very wrong. So, I'm going to tell this story here. And I'm sure no one's gonna see it. But there's no funeral and I gotta say something. I grew up poor. Appalachian poor. A trip to Walmart and McDonald's in the town 25 miles away was considered fancy and a treat. Had ramen noodles as dinner multiple nights a week. When I was 7, we went to freaking Disney World. My aunt had gotten a good union job up north with GM. Made good middle class money. And by the 90s and after some promotions, good upper middle class money. And wherever and whenever she could. She topped off mom's own finances. Bought school supplies. Drove down 5 hours to drive me places so I could experience things and see that there was more than the bullshit of my dumb little small rural town. Because she didn't want me turning out like a lot of kids where I'm from do. With the boys dropping out at 16 and the girls pregnant half the time by the same age. And then ignorant and on something half the time. That woman was on a goddamn mission to keep me from falling into the trap, to get out, and part of showing me that middle-class existence was vacations. Every year. Once or twice. We went somewhere. Always on her dime. Most of them were regional, Opryland and Dollywood. Kings Island in Ohio 1 year. And 1 year we went to Disney World. Souvenirs? Let's see. Sure. Food. Let's try new things. This is $100. And happy birthday. It's yours to spend on whatever you want. And neither your mom nor I can say no. It was the best goddamn birthday I ever had. It was literally the first time I ever heard someone speak a language other than English. It was the first time I'd ever seen more than 1 to 2 people of color in person and not just on TV. Other countries. Plus all the trappings that come with a Disney park and a 7-year-old kid. I wound up working for the Mouse about 15 years later. During part of the new hire orientation, they told us what the average family of 4 spends on the park. Quick look at some historical prices online and an inflation calculator later. I literally called her at dead-ass 8 p.m. at night crying, realizing what she'd done and really realizing for the first time how much she'd spent on me. Disney World is fucking expensive. And I got shown a different life because I had a relative capable and willing to pay for it to show her sister's idiot kid a different way of life. And I got out. I have my own vehicle. I live in one of the largest cities in the country. And within a few years, I'll be in a place financially to help out my own extended family in some of the same ways. She passed away last week because of a brain tumor. And thanks to COVID there's no memorial. And I've been sitting on a ton of feelings and haven't been able to really have a place to express them. Even if absolutely no one ever sees this or reads this. I just needed to say it. And y'all, Disney World is fucking expensive. Edit. Wow. This absolutely just blew up and I'm speechless. Thank all of y'all here for your kind words and thoughts. Truly. It means a whole lot to me that this meant a lot to an awful lot of you. Less than 3. Best way I can honor her is being that amazing aunt. And who knows? Maybe one day mom. Little more difficult for me but we'll see. If I had just one last piece of advice to y'all. If there's someone in your life that you think has come through for you and made a positive difference in your life. Take a few moments to think about them, and if they're still here, give them a call. Staying alive. Currently it's Christmas. I've officially gotten to the place where I'm the wallet for me and my brother's presents for the family. We have 6 kids in the family, so my parents would team us up for getting presents for our siblings, which as a kid I thought was because they wanted us to work together. I now realize it's because 7 presents is fucking expensive. It's almost a whole half-month paycheck from one of my jobs. Rugs. How can a piece of fabric cost like $200? Edit. Apparently my idea of an overly expensive rug is actually a very cheap one. Razor blades. How fucking expensive are they? Literally everything. Why are mirrors like $300? Why do big, warm blankets cost an arm and a leg? Why are new hoodies like $100? Why? Bedsheets. How? Everything. Property taxes. Especially in some states. Our $200,000 house is paid off. But I still have to pay $7.500 a year in property tax to keep it. Edit. Rural upstate New York. Like, over 4 hours from NYC. Having an illness. I thought sick people were just taken care of. Now I know. Depending on what country you live in, it can cost you somewhere between most of your disposable income to your entire house and all your possessions. Baby formula. That shit is like $20 a can. And there was a period where our daughter was demolishing a can a day. There was a point in time where my kids' formula was costing us $600 a month. Which was 1/3 road of our combined income at the time. I found myself in the position of having to skip 2 meals a day just to afford to feed the rest of my family. Pets, unconditional love does not cover the cost of their basic maintenance. But damn, they're so cute. Education. The cost of education is what deters people from getting a degree. Either the inability to pay the cost or inability to repay the loan after completing the course. Edit. I see everyone's replies and TBH they're saddening. Mostly for you US students and the struggles of getting into higher education. Then the unbelievable debt afterwards. I'm sorry you go through this. House ownership. It's one thing to see a mortgage bill and think, okay, I got that covered and still have money to eat and maybe go skiing next weekend. It's a while other thing when you discover you have rats in the attic. The AC leaks. The weeds in the yard are giving the neighbor an aneurysm. Electricity is 3x more expensive than you ever imagined it could be. And then the dishwasher breaks and the stovetop fan collapses one night. And that wallpaper in the master bath really needs to go. Oh, and that fan over the shower is squeaking. So we stopped using it and now we have mold everywhere. And then we had kids. Cards. Like birthday, Christmas cards, etc. Worked in a supermarket and got friendly with the girl from the outside company that does the cards. They typically charge 1 to 2 for a normal card. They cost about 5p to make. Total rip-off. Food, to be honest. I had no idea it would cost approximately 25% of my salary just to not starve. I could bring that down to around 20% but had no idea how time-consuming cooking is. Insurance. Maybe not an item per se. But you pay some sum of money. Premium. Each month to cover only a certain amount of money. Whatever your coverage is. Up until a threshold of another amount of money. Deductible. To prevent total destruction in the case of catastrophe. I get it. That's what insurance is. But holy shit, is it expensive. Underwear are way more expensive than I imagined. Cars. Not the actual purchasing car. Which can be expensive. But the gas, oil, maintenance, tires, registration, insurance, etc. I haven't yet seen anybody mention aluminum foil. Not horribly expensive, but for something that's literally made to be thrown away, it's quite pricey.